So I'm out in the orchard this afternoon, out in the peach end. We have 1,400 peach trees out here, and we're very near the end of picking season for 2016. One of the things that I've learned this year from the early spring, February, until uh, through picking season is just the amount of manual labor that's required to operate an orchard or take care of trees. From pruning all the way through picking, a lot of manual uh, effort goes into it. Very little is done from the tractor seat other than the application of our sprays, which we have to spray. A lot of people ask if these are organic peaches, and it's very, very, very difficult to grow uh, fancy fruit, as peaches are referred to, organically. There's just so many pests and fungi and that sort of thing that can affect them. It's nearly impossible to make any kind of money commercially growing things organically. One of the things then additionally I wanted to talk about while I was here is I was looking at this tree behind me. Uh, One of the big debates that we had this past year was how to prune the trees. And pruning is done in the early spring, February and March. And we brought in a couple of people to help us uh, educate ourselves on pruning. One was the lead agriculture person from Purdue University. The other was a gentleman from Michigan who has over 50 years in the orchard industry. What we learned from that is that the center of the trees need to be open so sunlight can penetrate all of the tree from the inside out. So you're trying to get a funnel shape with the trees. And so we did that a lot, went through the trees, and we took out quite a bit of center limbs that had grown, had been overgrown and had not been pruned properly over the last several years. And the other thing we learned was to bring the height of the tree down. And that's simply because it requires a ladder to pick from the high point of the trees. And you can see this limb right above my head. It's probably 10, 12 feet off the ground, and so you can't reach that without a ladder. It's very inefficient to climb a ladder and pick, climb up and down. Plus, you have the risk of falling off or the ladder collapsing or things like that. So this is one limb that will be shortening up. Now the thing with these trees that I want to point out also, because they had a lot of center limbs, these lower limbs grew out almost horizontally. And that's because they had no place else to go. The limbs in the center were hogging up the sun, so these limbs had to come out horizontally in order to grab sunlight, and that's what you see here. The issue with this is the limbs get loaded with fruit, with peaches, and they'll get heavy and they'll get weighted down, and sometimes they'll touch the ground, sometimes they'll break. So what we want is this limb to kind of grow more vertically at an angle up. And so that's something we're doing as a part of the rehab of the orchard, is getting these trees retrained and getting them back in shape. Again, that's a manual effort, and we'll take saws and do that in February, March timeframe. That's it for now. Comment, rate, subscribe, as other channels say, but just wanted to share what we're observing in the orchard here at the end of picking season.